Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And if this is your very first time here today, I want you to know that you have landed on something truly extraordinary, because what we are talking about in this video is not just a car reveal. It is a moment in automotive history. Cadillac is bringing back the Series 452 V16 as a roadster in silver and black two-tone with a black leather interior. Let every single word of that sentence land properly. The 2026 Cadillac Series 452 V16 Roadster is coming back for 2026 and carrying magnificently right through into 2027. And from everything we know about this revival, Cadillac has treated this nameplate with the kind of reverence and the kind of ambition that only the most legendary car in American automotive history truly deserves. So settle in everybody and get very comfortable, because today we are going all the way in on the most breathtaking American automobile comeback anyone has ever witnessed. Now, before we talk about what the 2026 model looks like, and trust me, we are absolutely going to get into every spectacular detail, I think it is genuinely essential to spend a moment understanding the magnitude of what the Series 452 V16 actually was. Because without that context, you cannot fully appreciate just how monumental this revival truly is. Cadillac introduced the original Series 452 in 1930, and it was unlike anything that had ever existed in the American automobile world before it arrived. It carried a massive 16-cylinder engine, the most ambitious, most sophisticated, and most powerful engine that any American manufacturer had ever attempted to put into a production automobile. It was not just an engineering achievement, it was a declaration, a statement that Cadillac was not competing with anyone. That Cadillac was operating in an entirely different category from every other car on Earth. And the bodies that were built around that magnificent engine, particularly the open roadster configurations, were among the most beautiful and most dramatic automobiles ever created anywhere in the world at any price. This was the car that defined what Cadillac meant at the very deepest level, the absolute pinnacle of American luxury, American craftsmanship, and American ambition, all in one impossibly beautiful machine. And now in 2026, it is coming back. Cadillac has clearly understood from the very beginning of this project that the Series 452 V16 Roadster is not a car you can approach casually or cautiously. This is a nameplate that carries the full weight of Cadillac's greatest era, and the only way to do it justice is to bring everything, every ounce of design talent, every gram of craftsmanship, every detail of historical knowledge, and pour it into every single inch of the car. From everything we have seen and heard about the 2026 model, that is exactly what they have done. The result is something that makes your heart genuinely stop the first time you see it. And the combination of silver and black two-tone bodywork over a black leather interior on a low, open roadster body is quite simply one of the most visually dramatic automotive presentations of the modern era. So let us talk about that exterior. Because the outside of the 2026 Cadillac Series 452 V16 Roadster is where this entire story announces itself to the world, and where it makes an impression that no one who sees it will ever forget. The body is long and low and sweeping in the most dramatic fashion imaginable. A proper open roadster with flowing fenders, a long sculpted hood that seems to go on forever, a compact passenger compartment sitting low between those fenders, and a tapered tail that concludes the whole composition with this wonderful sense of finality and beauty. Every proportion of this car is a direct and deeply respectful conversation with the classic Series 452 Roadsters of the 1930s, translated into something that feels completely and powerfully right for 2026, while never losing the essential spirit of what made those original cars so extraordinary. The silver and black two-tone finish on this car is simply spectacular. The silver carries the main body surfaces, the long hood, the sweeping fenders, the tail section, catching light in this incredible, alive way that makes the car look like it is moving even when it is standing completely still. The black then picks up the lower body elements, the detailed accent surfaces, the running boards, and the carefully chosen trim areas, creating this wonderful visual separation that gives the car incredible depth and drama from every single angle. The contrast between the silver upper surfaces and the black lower elements creates a visual tension and a sense of purpose that is completely unique to this car and completely perfect for a machine. With this kind of heritage, it is simultaneously old and new, classic and modern, familiar and utterly surprising. It is the most beautiful two-tone finish on any American car produced in recent memory, and it suits the Series 452 V16 Roadster like it was always meant to be there. The front of the 2026 Series 4052 V16 is commanding and architectural in a way that only the very greatest classic cars manage to achieve. The grille stands tall and proud at the center of the front end, flanked by separate freestanding headlights that are clearly inspired by the classic Roadster tradition of the original era. Long hood louvers run along the sides of that magnificent hood in precise, evenly spaced rows that reference the original Series 452 directly and beautifully. The bumper treatment at the front is substantial and chrome-rich, generous brightwork that catches the light and announces the arrival of this car in the most theatrical and most wonderful way. Everything about the front of the 2026 Series 452 communicates a single, clear message. This is something completely different from anything else on the road. This is an event. This is a statement, and it is wearing silver and black to make sure that statement is impossible to ignore from the very first moment it appears on the horizon. Moving down the length of this extraordinary car, the separate front fenders flow outward from the body with this beautiful, organic sweep that was the defining visual signature of the classic pre-war American Roadster. Each fender is long and sculptural, shaped with real artistry and real reference to the original Series 4052 forms, while feeling completely resolved and completely right for the modern era. The running boards between the front and rear fenders add another layer of authentic Roadster character. And the way the silver bodywork transitions to black across the lower surfaces as you move down the sides of the car creates a composition that is genuinely works of art in sheet metal form. The rear fenders sweep back in the same beautiful flowing manner as the fronts, and the tail section concludes the whole spectacular body in a tapered, elegant form that is deeply connected to the classic 1930s Roadster tradition. The open cockpit of the 2026 Series 4052 V16 Roadster sits low and intimate between those sweeping fenders, with a low-cut door line that gives you this wonderful sense of exposure to the road and the sky above, the feeling that defined open Roadster motoring in its greatest era, and that nothing else in the automotive world has ever truly been able to replicate. A beautiful folding soft top is available for those moments when the weather decides not to cooperate, but the Series 452 V16 Roadster is unquestionably a car that was born to be driven open, with the wind and the world coming at you in the most direct and most exhilarating way possible. Now let us step inside this spectacular machine. Because the black leather interior of the 2026 Cadillac Series 4052 V16 Roadster is something that the moment you experience it, you understand at a very deep level exactly what this car is all about. The cockpit is intimate and beautifully appointed. Every surface within reach is covered in the most exquisite black leather, stitched with absolute precision and real artistry in a style that references the classic, handcrafted interiors of the original Series 452 era, while delivering the kind of quality and finish that the most discerning modern collector expects and deserves. The black leather is rich and deep in its character, with a quality and a texture that you simply do not find in mainstream production cars. This is the kind of leather that feels special the very first moment your hand touches it and continues to feel that way every single time thereafter. The dashboard is a sweeping, beautifully shaped piece that sits low in front of the driver, with a large, beautifully detailed instrument cluster at its center, housing the essential gauges in classic circular forms, with the most elegant detailing imaginable. Chrome accents run across the dashboard face in precise, considered arrangements that add richness and depth to the all-black leather environment without ever feeling excessive or overdone. The overall atmosphere inside the cockpit of the 2026 Series 452 V16's Roadster is one of focused, intimate luxury. Everything within reach, everything beautifully made, everything contributing to that incredible sense of occasion that only the greatest open-road cars have ever truly managed to deliver. The steering wheel is large and elegantly shaped in the classic Roadster tradition, wrapped in the same beautiful black leather as every other surface in the cockpit, with a chrome center boss and horn ring that are simply perfect in their period-correct detail. The seat, and in a Roadster of this kind, there's really one primary driving position that matters above all others, is wide and deeply comfortable. Upholstered in tufted black leather in the classic style of the great American coach-built automobiles of the 1930s. Sitting in a seat, with your hands on that wheel, looking out over that long silver hood stretching away ahead of you between those sweeping fenders, is one of the most extraordinary automotive experiences available anywhere in the world at any price in 2026. It is theater. It is art. It is motoring in its most pure and most magnificent form. The overall driving experience that the 2026 Cadillac Series 452 V16 Roadster is expected to deliver is one of effortless, magnificent, open-air grand touring. The ride is expected to be smooth and well-composed, firm enough to feel connected and alive on an open road, but never harsh or uncomfortable in a way that would diminish the experience of covering long distances in this extraordinary machine. The sound from that 16-cylinder engine traveling through the open cockpit and across those long hood louvers is expected to be one of the most memorable and most magnificent automotive soundscapes of the modern era. This is a car that engages every single sense in the most complete and most satisfying way. And that total sensory experience is the truest continuation of what the original Series 452 V16 was always really about. Now let us talk about pricing. Because the 2026 Cadillac Series 452 V16 Roadster is very deliberately positioned as the absolute pinnacle of what Cadillac produces, and the pricing reflects that position with complete and unapologetic confidence. This is expected to be a strictly limited production automobile, with the starting price positioned somewhere in the range of $250,000 to $300,000 for the base configuration. And fully personalized examples with bespoke coach-built details and the highest specification options expected to push well beyond $400,000, depending on the level of individual customization requested. This is not a car for everyone, and it was never meant to be. The original Series 452 V16 was the most exclusive and the most expensive American automobile of its era, and the 2026 revival honors that tradition completely and correctly. For the collectors and the connoisseurs who are fortunate enough to secure one, the price will feel not just justified but genuinely modest relative to what they are receiving. Production numbers are expected to be extremely limited. Current indications suggest fewer than 500 examples per year, with deliveries beginning in early 2026 and continuing through 2027. The reservation list for this car is expected to fill within days of opening. And anyone with a genuine interest in securing a 2026 Cadillac Series 452 V16 Roadster in silver and black two-tone with black leather is strongly advised to contact Cadillac directly and immediately. Cars like this do not wait for anyone, and allocations of this rarity never last. The Series 452 V16 Roadster is back. It is silver and black and breathtaking on the outside. It is black leather perfection on the inside. It is open to the sky and open to the road and open to everything that makes driving an automobile the most magnificent experience that human beings have ever invented for themselves. Cadillac has built something worthy of the most legendary nameplate in American automotive history. And that is something worth celebrating with every ounce of enthusiasm you have. So what do you all think about the return of the 2026 Cadillac Series 452 V16 Roadster in silver and black, two-tone, with that stunning black leather interior? Tell me everything in the comments below, because I genuinely cannot wait to read what you think about this one. Give this video a thumbs up if it moved you at all, because it helps this channel more than you know. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a single video as we follow the Series 452 V16 all the way through to its launch and beyond. I will see you in the next one, everybody. Take care.